Hi, katzcradul here. To add water or not to add water when canning raw meat, that is the question. I have read all of the literature. I've listened to what all the so-called experts on YouTube have to say and have made my own determination after much thought and much study and much using what I think is just logical reasoning skills. I am one who adds water to raw meat, and I'm going to show you why. I was canning up some chicken breast here, and I cut the chicken breast up and I packed it very tightly into my pint jars. And even trying the best I could to pack it in tightly, I still was left with pockets of air. And you can see one here, and as I turn the jar, you can see one over here. And I want you to watch what happens when I run my little plastic canning tool down the edge of the jar, which would be almost impossible if I had not added the 2 or 3 tablespoons of water to it. Watch the bubbles come up. I'm releasing all of the air in that jar, and I'm slightly pushing on the meat to get the water to go down there and to fill the air pockets. I wish the volume would have been, or the sound quality would be better on the camera so you could hear it, because it just glug, 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 glugs as the water goes down there to fill it up. Now, I put my meat in up to the 1-inch mark. That's the bottom ring of the jar, leaving 1-inch headspace. And so when I poured water in that jar, it only took 2 or 3 tablespoons. That's all it would take. But as I release those air pockets, you can see the water level's gone down a little bit, and I'll go back to each of these jars and add a little more. But it just makes sense to me to release those those pockets of air. If you don't, then after your meat is canned, those pockets of air still want to get out. And so I don't see any sense in leaning into a punch. I might as well just go ahead and get them out. The other thought is that I know about the law of osmosis, and what that says is that liquid will move from an area of higher concentration, such as within the meat, to an area of lower concentration, which means into the empty spaces in the jar. Well, I want nice, moist meat. I want the liquid that's in the chicken to stay in the chicken. If you can this chicken dry, when it comes out of the canner, it's just floating around in liquid. Well, that's all the liquid that's come out of the meat. If I fill the empty spaces in the jar with water, it's very less likely that the liquid in the chicken is going to move out into those spaces, because the concentration of liquid will be balanced then. I don't know, y'all. It just makes sense to me. You can leave comments below the video and let me know what you think. Probably not going to change my mind, because I've thought about this for a very long time. So anyway, what camp are you in? I add water to raw meat. It just makes sense to me. Until next time, this is katzcradul.